Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to EA Tetragrammaton, where we are playing This is turn 103. Jump into things. Okay, got a whole bunch of stuff to get through, but it's mostly just whatever. We have completed Evocation 8. Awesome. On our way up to Evocation 9, which is going to be even more awesome. Arcane Probing, nothing. Auspex, nothing. Voice of Absolute, nothing. Dire Portent has gone up, as Relay has cast Eyes of God. I think Relay has... I don't know, this might not be the case, but I think Relay has settled into an observer position. Like, I don't think they are necessarily interested in winning the game. But they're just kind of like watching all of these big late game nations kind of like duke it out. And because of that, they have put up Eyes of God so that they can more easily see all the things, which is cool. That's an assumption, right? I don't have that as fact, but I think that is the scenario that they have settled in. Who knows? Maybe they are biding their time, waiting for their moment. Arcane Probing, Harspex, Flame Spirit. We found a Hall of Ancient Oaks with a Harspex, which is pretty cool. It's a +1 nature and a 20 bonus to enchantment, which is actually pretty dope. It's actually right over here in Tyrannea, the province that started it all. The original like bump with Femoria, where our god died. And if I had Hall of Ancients early on, I would have forted this province. I'd be using it. I'd be putting so much shit up from enchantment. As it is right now, we could like fly over there to like try to put up Gift of Nature's Bounty. I just don't know that it matters too terribly much. You know what? We'll send a Gudu out there to put a lab down just in case. Cause why not? Why the fuck not? Augury found nothing, Auspex nothing. Dark Knowledge finds a Lilium Veil and a Bone Door Tower in Thorn Woods. +1 Death Gem, +1 Death Gem. Pretty simple. I still think, I've talked about this numerous occasions, but I still think it would be really cool if there was just a patch from the developers that all they did was just overhaul the magic sites, right? No more of these just Death 1 sites. No more of these just Astral 1 sites. Everything has whatever it is, right? And then something, right? Like, the Weeping Stone has 1 water and... Fuck. I don't know. Some other little bonus, like you can get naiads out of here or something like that. The Enchanted Gate has astral pearls, and you can get the little ethereal gate warriors with like an astral mage or something, right? Lilium Veil has fucking 1 death and I don't know, fucking blood bonus. Who gives a shit? Whatever. Like, just making each of the sites have other stuff going on. Like, increases order, enchantment bonus, and 1 astral pearl. Making these sites more involved than just, you know, like, enables recruitment of a Woodhedge Druid and 1 nature gem. Versus 1 death gem. No more just a death gem sites. No more just a single gem sites. Like, I'm okay with doubles, right? Like elusive lights. Ooh, you get an air and a fire. Fuck yeah, that's cool. You know? But nothing that's just a single gem anymore. Because single gem sites are boring. They just are. Anyways, moving on. I skipped. Where did I skip? We're up here. Dark Knowledge, Lilium Veil, and Bone Door. We cast some Kusarikus. We cast an Apkalu. We did another Arcane Probing with nothing. Auspex with nothing. Force of Absu with nothing. Another Tartarian Gate. Another Harspex with nothing. Gift of Reason on our Tartarian. Another Haruspex, another Haruspex, another Arcane Probing, Gnome Lore. We have captured 20 blood slaves in Kunaral, 22 slaves in Tessaphon, and then we've got some other stuff. There's a battle in Edoral, let's watch this, between Hinam and Lunga. Okay, so we've got a Grigory. Who is it? It is Semyaza. We've seen Semyaza has the Mage Bane, has the Aegis, has an Iron Face, has Krupp's Bracers. Pretty kitted, and up against basically nothing. Astral Shield, Personal Regeneration, Elemental Fortitude, Personal Luck, Resist Magic. Alright, so I watch these, I watch all of these because I gotta figure out how do I beat Semyaza? How do I beat a Grigory, right? So I gotta look at this fucking thing, and you gotta see, like, it's got 10% regeneration, 79 hit points. Okay, so decent amount of HP, decent amount of regen, invulnerability 30. So you know, mundane weapons are nothing, but it's already got protection 32, and defense 39. So invulnerability 30 does really nothing. Fear 15 means whatever goes up against it needs to be able to pass morale checks, right? Shock resistance, it's not gonna get hurt by shock very much. Not gonna get hurt by fire really at all. Is somewhat weak to cold. Fuck poison, that's not gonna matter at all. It's stealthy, right? So we're not gonna be able to, like, you know, magic phase it very well, potentially. It's lucky because it casts personal luck. It casts Astral Shield. It has damage reversal versus MR, so gonna need high MR to mess with it. It's got petrification. It's so hideous that onlookers will be petrified. Look. And it's got reinvigoration 6. So how the fuck do you try to take this thing on? My go-to has been I've been thinking about options. My go-to has been very cheap units like air gurus that can try to magic phase it if we get lucky, and basically equipping them with high attack skill weapons and high attack skill items like Rings the Warrior and things like that, in order to try to damage it with its super high defense, right? And then basically try to use either armor negating weapons or weapons that do like super high poison damage or do like bleed damage, right? To try to just hit it, and if we can hit it and get it bleeding or get it poisoned with like a super high poison, like a 50 plus poison, then maybe we could chip it down. I don't know. Or alternatively, right, it's to try to kit something out to just chop it up. Like something that just hits so hard that it's just gonna go and kill it in like 2 or 3 hits, even through the protection. But trying to do that with such high defense skill and damage reversal and astral shield, and trying to get through the Mage Bane, where if you get hit, you're gonna get knocked unconscious. This thing is just a terror. It's a terror of the beast. I don't think we can make anything that is going to single shot, like 1v1 this. I think the only way we get something done with the Grigory is if we have like a group of like 5 or 10 thugs that we ambush this thing with. I think that's the only possible way, truth be told. So that's kind of fun to just think about. Anyways, unexpected events. Huge barbarian horde attacking Pangea. We have +1 blood slaves in Thornwoods. We got +30 unrest in Jabal Kish, and -100 tax in Rim Mountains. Where there was an arena battle, no one participated except for me. So Elder 49 wins, and they get a disease grinder. Woo! Disease grinder! Yay! That's it. It's such a Whatever item, man. There's a battle in Pangea. We'll watch this real quick. It's just barbarians, but it is a lot of barbarians. It's 50 barbarians. However, Pan does have 19 units or 19 PD. And now that we have Gift of Health up, these guys are fucking chunky badasses. So, let's see how things go. Now, granted, this is still a lot of barbarians, so... Oof. 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 They killing us, we're killing them. Oh, God. Oh, there's so much bloodshed. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, they broke first. Thank Jesus. It was close. It was very close. Even with Gift of Health and 19 PD, that was a lot of barbarians. That was a lot of barbs. That was 52 barbs versus 29 Inkidus. But we win thanks to Gift of Health giving us massive HP boosts. A deadly disease in Troll Peaks. We're discovering sneaking enemies all throughout our territory. We cured some diseases, and then we patrol. Leper Love is now fully formed. Gala 3 died from disease. What is going on this turn? Nothing super exciting, I apologize. There's nothing crazy exciting happening. We're still in our preparations phases. Trying to kind of keep eyes on things. We can see, right, Lanka has just mass raided, mass attacked Hinnom everywhere. Hinnom is fighting back, basically as we determined, or as they determined when talking to us, right? They basically said, look, Lanka has 1 billion thugs. I have 10 super combatants. Obviously, my super combatants can beat their thugs, but, you know, they've got so much more. So it's this situation of Lanka is just flooding the board against Hinnom. And Hinnom is fighting back where they can, and where they fight back, they normally win. So, I am still okay with letting them attack each other. Obviously, right, one winning over the other is going to be just horrible for us. And the longer I wait, the longer I think it's probably likely that Hinnom eventually loses, is eventually starved out, choked out. That type of situation. That seems to be the game that Lanka is playing. That being said, I'm not trying to wait forever. We are making preparations. And as soon as I feel like things are good to go, which is potentially maybe around this Evocation 9 mark, which we've got 3 more turns for. Evocation 9 is going to be incredibly, incredibly good for us, because Evocation 9 will give us Flames from the Sky, which we can already cast on our fire spirits, our flame spirits, right? But we've talked about this. We want to try to get some of the what are they called? Kings of Elemental Fire, and see if we can get those out, because those will make it easier to be able to cast things. Alternatively, if we don't do that, we're going to have to start producing more and more flame helmets, and maybe start doing some boosting. So, not this turn, but next turn, we're going to pop we're going to try to get some Kings of Elemental Fire, and see how that works. And in 3 turns, we're going to try to be prepared for some Flames from the Sky action. So why is Flames from the Sky important? Well, it's because Hinnom has these massive holdouts of units like this in Raphabolia, in Realm of Silence, in White Forest, etc. And, you know, Lanka has a similar situation, less so in Sleepy Wolds and in Moria, but still, you know, issues, right? If I can, I have a fuck ton of fire gems. If I can bombard those locations for a turn or 2 while armies march towards them, right? That is going to be a great boon in lessening the effectiveness of their resistance. A Flames from the Sky will kill most of the long dead here, most of the thralls here, and actually, if we double Flames from the Sky on the same location, like if we were to double Flames from the Sky on Raphabolia, it costs us 60 fire gems, which we can absolutely afford, right? That could very well kill most of the Dawn Guards here. Dawn Guards only have 25 HP. Flames from the Sky does 15 fire damage. I don't think Dawn Guards have any resistances. Cinders for the Cold. Dawn Guard. Yeah, they don't have any resistances. They got 25 HP, right? Now, I do think it is affected by protection. I don't think Flames from the Sky is armor piercing. It is armor piercing. Okay, but it's not armor negating. So, you know, it does, part of this will get negated by armor, but it's also a roll, etc. So, anyways, these bombardments are really gonna be able to help us, hopefully, avoid massive fights. And honestly, I still just need the time. I could start marching now. I think if I were to start marching now, I'd just get killed. We have to come up with some counters to. But we've got options. One of the things that we've been talking about here lately. This is going to be kind of an important thing. Liquefy, right? So, for example, we've seen this before, right? You take a person like Semyaza, and they've got 26 MR, sure, but that's doable eventually, right? You roll enough times, and eventually you can pop someone, right? Or, this is probably a more likely situation with someone like Semyaza. What we'll probably do is we'll probably just try to, if we can set it up correctly, we'll probably just try to magic duel him, right? They've only got 4 astral. We can run around with a bunch of crystal sorceresses and go magic duel, magic duel, magic duel, magic duel. I gotcha, you know. And eventually, hopefully, work that out. Get a high roll, they get a low roll, we win. But we've got options. We've just got to get in place. So that's basically what this turn is, and that's what a lot of the coming turns are going to be. We are continuing to move the army from Mictlan towards Pangaea. We're moving into Sitha this turn. We'll be in Pangaea the following turn. We are moving a bunch of different reinforcements down to the Silverfang's Kailasa region. More Enkidu Shamans, a whole host of units over here from Defaros, or from Carrion, basically. And this is to boost up the overall number of forces in Kailasa to about 300, right? Which I think is about our sweet spot. We are continuing to move Flame Spirits into Silverfangs. We have 1 moving towards Kailasa this turn. That'll be a thing. We've also got a Vampire Lord over here now, blood hunting, and potentially we'll start summoning Vampire Lords in other locations. We are moving Flame Spirits around into Monarch Woods and into Hall Woods, one coming from the other coming from Hall Woods themselves to go up to Monarch Woods. And we are sending our newest Tartarian Titan. So we got Hyperessi, who is a Fire 2, Water 3. It's kind of a weird cross path. But this actually lets us do things like Acid Storm, right? Which can be interesting. Acid Storm is kind of like a weird firestorm type scenario. I don't think it's as effective. I think it's really good at destroying armor and things like that. But I don't think it's as good at killing people as it probably should be. That being said, it's an interesting thing. That's an option there. We're sending Hyperezi out towards Pangea. We're sending our newest Apkalu down to Kailasa. Again, it's basically master and slave on a stick. We're sending a Gudu down to Tyrannia to make a lab, just in case we want to use the enchantment bonus there. I forgot that we had the enchantment bonus in the Statue of Sitting Gods in Neotha. And then we're consolidating stuff over in Trackless Waste. We are also casting Maelstrom in Alluvia this turn. We talked about this last turn. I'm only putting a few gems into this, only like an extra 30 or 40 into that. This is just because, you know, if we can get it up and we can keep it up, great. If we don't, that's okay. We lose 80 or so gems, or I guess we lose like 110, 120 gems. But that's a loss that we can afford, right? The potential payoff for the long term is that it gets us a higher income for water, right? Which is good because we're burning through a lot of water. But it also gets us a higher income for astral, which is important for us right now. Okay, so again, making a bunch of water bracelets all over the place. Okay, we're also making a number of robes of the sea, as you can see, right? For our water NCs to make sure that they can do demonic cleansing. Okay. And we're preparing for a couple of different things. So let's talk about what those things are. We're recruiting all over the place again. We've got about 3,300 or so income every single turn that we are using to recruit in most of our key places in Silverfangs, in Kailasa, in the Pangean area, in Hall Woods, in our capital, etc. This turn, we are doing a bunch of stuff. We're doing Lichcraft from Leper Love because Leper Love is horror marked. We cannot rely on Leper Love to consistently be there for us. He's got our Well of Misery up, so we obviously we want him to survive. In fact, I will actually put a Ring of Warning on him and put some fucking peeps with him. But, you know, we can't rely on him to be around forever, so we need another Lich to do more Tartarians or other options, okay? So, we're working on that. We're summoning another Flame Spirit because we're not ready to do Kings of Elemental Earth this turn. That will be next turn. The reason why we're... Actually, you know what? We're not going to summon another Flame Spirit. We're going to forge a... Flame Helmet, just in case. So the reason why we keep not doing Kings of Elemental Earth is because I have to be Fire 5, right? The Flame Spirits are only Fire 3, so in order to get to Fire 5, I need a couple boosters. We don't have a Ring of Wizardry right now, so that's out of the gate. We've got a Robe of the Magi, and we've got a Sword of Many Colors, which boosts us up to 5, but I keep on having to use those for other things. So this turn we're going to go ahead and forge a Flame Helmet so that if next turn I need to use the Robe of the Magi or the Sword of Many Colors for something else, we'll still have a Flame Helmet to help boost a little bit. So we'll go that route. Okay. More Tartarian Gate. Our Tartarian Gate this turn got us a Tartarian Cyclops. Cool. Interested to see how that goes. This one is amphibious. Just in case. More water bracelets, more augury, just because that's kind of what we're doing consistently. We are continuing to make dwarven hammers, but we're probably going to back off to 1 per turn, just because we don't have the income to go crazy with that, because we were still summoning Kusarikus. We're still doing a little bit of gnome lore here or there, so this is what we can afford, basically. Continuing to do Harspecs, more Robes of the Sea. We are Gift of Reasoning our Tartarian Cyclops. And that's about it. So, what are our immediate plans? So over the course of the next few turns, we're going to be trying out... We're going to be aiming towards Evocation 9. We're super close to being just done with all research. But we're going to be aiming towards Evocation 9 for Flames from the Sky. Okay? Then, or while that is happening, we're going to try to break into Kings of Elemental Earth. After the first summon, right? If we get one, then it's likely nobody has them. Because typically, if you're going to go for them, you go for all of them. Just generally speaking. So if we get one, great. We will try for more. If we don't get one, we know we're going to have to work through our Flame Spirits. So we will probably start boosting some of our Flame Spirits. Okay? We'll probably continue to make flame helmets and then boost once. And then that will give us Fire 5 on those Flame Spirits. Cool. So we're going to keep doing that. Next turn, we are probably going to take either our Robe of Many Colors or our, or not our Robe of the Magi or Sword of Many Colors, and we're probably going to give that to an Enkidu, not an Enkidu, a Gudu, an Air Gudu. This depends on whether or not we get, you know what? It depends on a couple of different things. If we don't have to do this because we have our Apkalus are Air 3s, but it depends on what those Apkalus are doing. We're also, I didn't note this, but one of our Apkalus in Trackless Waste is actually Forging a Star Shine Skullcap, because we need to kit them out to be Astral 6 so that they can Master Enslave very easily. Well, they don't have to be Astral 6, they have to be Astral 5. But, whatever. The higher Astral they are, starting, when they join a communion, the better. So, we're doing that. But what I was gonna say is we're going to actually summon some Ugalus. We've got Air 5 is Ugalus, and these are it takes an Air 3, but they are Air 3s for 24 Air Gems. How are you gonna be like, what's the point of that? The point of that is an Air 3 can with gems cast, unlike an Air 2, an Air 3 with gems can cast Storm very easily. So, we're going to be doing that. Okay? And we'll probably try to put an Ugalu in each of our big armies to be our main Stormcaster. We will have backup options, obviously, but that will allow us to be, you know, to do a singular Storm scenario. So, we got a plan for fire, we got a plan for air. We've got Maelstrom coming up this turn, so if that sticks, we're going to have... What is that? We will have 48 gems per turn, 48 water gems per turn. That's going to mean the plan will be to put a water bracelet and a water lens on every single Iship. Okay? And after that, right, it will be to... One, obviously, we're going to want a decent amount of water gems just to have access to for things like demon cleansing, summon water elementals, that type of stuff. But we'll probably try to produce a bunch of coral blades as well for HP boosts for our communions primarily, because our communions are the lowest HP units that we have. So that's kind of our water plan. Our Earth plan is to continue to, over the course of the next turns, we're going to start to store up a couple gems in our armies to make sure that we have plenty to hold for Army of Lead, basically. So we're going to do that, and we're probably going to continue to make one Dwarven Hammer per turn and summon one group of Kusarikus per turn. But other than that, we're probably going to sit on our Earth Gems and try to develop a little bit of a bank. Astral Pearls, what's the plan for that? Over the course of the next few turns, we haven't been successful really with Arcane Probings, so unfortunately we are just sitting on what we have. The plan is going to be to outfit the Apkalus with a Starshine Skullcap and a Crystal Coin, each of them. So we've got 3 right now, right? We have 4. I do not remember if we have 3 or 4. I think we've got 3 only. So I think we have the 1 in Trackless Waste and then the 2 in right now, I believe is correct. So the plan is to get a Starshine Skullcap on the one that's going to Kailasa and the one that's sitting in Trackless Waste. And then it's also going to be to get another one out and get them over to Pangea, and then get them kitted out as well. Okay? So that's the short-term plan for Astral Pearls. Death Gems is to, with Leper Love, as long as Leper Love is up, we're gonna be casting Lichcraft. Kamul is going to be doing Tartarian Gate every turn. This first Lich that we get out of the gate is probably going to get boosted. He's probably going to get boosted up to Death 6 so that he can be another Tartarian Gate Summoner. And then the rest of the Liches that come out, we are probably just going to sit on, right? They're just going to be Death Casters. I say sit on. We're going to send them around our Empire. But they're just going to be Death Casters. And the whole point for them is that they're cheap counter thugs, right? Counter raiders. We'll be able to send them out. We can use Boots of the Messenger to make sure that they are able to reach portions of our empire all over the place. And they're not going to be super effective, but they can counter raid and they can Horde of Skeleton spam, or they can Drain Life spam. They can do a couple of different things to kind of to help counter raid if Lanka comes on us. So that's the plan for Death Gems in the immediate future. And then Nature Gems, in the next turn or 2, we are going to put up Gift of Nature's Bounty. And that might be through one of these Enchanted Windmill, or one of these, sorry, not Enchanted Windmills, one of these enchantment bonus locations. And the plan with Gift of Nature's Bounty is Gift of Nature's Bounty will increase our income astronomically, so that we are, as long as we can keep Gift of Nature's Bounty up and Gift of Health up, it will be incredibly difficult for someone to strangle us out. We will have so much income. We'll be able to produce at every single... Right now, we have a crazy amount of income, but we only get to produce in a couple of our locations fully, right? Like, we're not producing anything in Kohnberg right now. We're not producing anything in Titan's Breath right now. I don't think we're not producing anything in Pangea. We're not producing... we are producing here. We are producing here. We're not producing anything in Agartha. We're not producing anything in Perenna. Right? With Gift of Nature's Bounty up, it increases your... It increases your fucking income based off of your Dominion, which our Dominion is very high right now. So it will basically double to triple our income, which is going to be insanity. We'll be able to recruit a massive number of things, and that's just hard to deal with, especially when all of those things have really big health boosts. So that's the short-term goal for our nature gems. And for the blood economy at the end, right, we're just going to continue to do spam out Curse of Blood. We have no other really good options there. We're just going to continue to spam out Curse of Blood and get as many Vampire Lords as we can. We'll continue to basically have little locations that we, that we try to blood hunt in. Probably just roll from Kunaral into Kohnberg, into Perenna, etc., etc., and go from there. See how it goes. So that is the kind of the next 2 to 5 turn plan on most of our gems, our research, our movements, etc. Next turn, theoretically, we could attack or we could be making attack orders this turn against Hinnom. We're not gonna. They have no plans to attack us, as far as I'm aware. They're trying to survive against Lanka, trying to throw Lanka back. I am 100% okay with them expending themselves, Lanka and Hinnom expending themselves against each other. I just have to make sure that my preparations aren't in vain. So within the next 2 to 5 turns, the plan is to attack Hinnom and Lanka, honestly. And hope that the 2 to 5 turns that they have spent attacking each other has worn them down a little bit, and that we are good to go. So I'm still thinking that by turn 110, 115, the game's probably going to be either actually done because someone has won via thrones, or it will be done because the realization has come that either Lanka can't be beaten, or I can't be beaten, or Hinnom can't be beaten, or the great squid has risen from the sea and devoured us all. But we will see. Who knows? Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.